Sup, y'all? Garrett here. I have 100% completed Purgatorio, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of show and express my opinions on it because it's a very good area, but as always, it does have flaws along with its other counterparts. But it had a lot of effort put into it, and I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I put Tower of Various Pressures last because I honestly didn't really enjoy the tower. I think the gameplay is pretty good, eh, but it's really lackluster with design. The creativity of the tower, though, is really good. I do like the different and various uses of X pushers and velocity objects in the tower. And the song choice is kind of what boosted the score a lot because the song choice in the tower is amazing. The reason why I put Citadel of Victory above Tower of Various Pressures, even though the gameplay is worse, is because the design, creativity, and the song choices are set it way above it. The design, even though it can be a bit lackluster at times, it still does a great job at storytelling within the Citadel. The song choices are amazing, perfect song choices for every floor, and it's a quite creative tower. However, it does have the same issues as Tower of Various Pressures, where it really overstays its welcome for a while. And my original run took me over 2 hours to do. And the punishment on the last few floors is really bad because one of the causes for my run being over 2 hours was the last 2 floors. And the secret ending is nice. I haven't done the secret ending myself, but I did have a friend who did it, and he said that it was really fun to collect the coins, even though they had a similar experience to mine. But overall, it's a pretty good Citadel for this area. However, it could have been much better. I like Tower of Boost Mayhem more than Citadel of Victory, but it has the same problems as the other Lizarpus Tower, Tower of Various Pressures, where I do feel like it overstays its welcome. However, it's much more forgiving, and it's shorter, and its usage of speed and jump pads are much more creative than some other usages of them I've seen in towers, and I really like how it teaches a mechanic. I don't think it's a good baseline hard, but I do think it is a good bottom hard. My personal difficulty is a bottom hard, but overall, song choices are good. This tower's overall pretty alright. It's not the best, but I like it for what it is. Tower of Buttons is such a good tower to showcase the usage of buttons, morphers, their activities, and like what they do. I didn't have the best experience with it because it was a bit buggy since this was the second tower I did upon the release of Purgatorio. However, it's not a bad tower at all. It just has a few issues and needs to be fixed. It is a tower that does take a long time to do, and my run was, I think, about 20 minutes because of it. But overall, it's not a bad tower. It just has a lot of room for improvement. Tower of Genesis for me was actually a pretty alright experience. I did like a lot of the design in the tower, and I felt like it is a great introduction to the game, with most of the gameplay being purely purist and also showcasing a lot of core mechanics for the game. And it does really feel like a modern tower. However, you don't even have to jump for like half of this. I think you can do this tower in like under 50 jumps. So I find that a pretty nice touch. Now here's where we get into some of my favorites of the realm. Tower of Dancing All Night is actually kind of your signature Zack tower. Fun gameplay, some weird forms of punishment, and also just some overall great design and song choices. of the tower. And of course, there's a dropper on floor 6. It's never a Zac tower without a dropper. I really like Tower of No Strings Attached, but it's however not my favorite in the sub realm. I didn't really enjoy it too much. However, Zany Chrome's gameplay style is some of my favorite. I love all of their towers, including Tower of Minus Facility, which I'm working on. So you might see that soon. But this tower is really good. It really is good at showcasing zip lines, balloons, and all the other stuff that it does. So, and also the 3 floors at the end have a really unique punishment system, which is actually pretty good for the tower. So I like that a lot. Tower of Keys to Success is actually a pretty good tower. The decoration could be better, but I do love the storytelling elements kind of in the tower scattered around. And I do love the gameplay. I actually really enjoyed this tower. The keys are, there's tons of keys you have to collect. And I really do like the key hunt on the last floor because you actually don't need all of the keys to win the tower. You only need 30 to get the 3 keys of success, and that's a really nice touch with the person saying the dialogue too. Tower of Critical Damage is one of those towers that does too much that it feels lackluster. There's so much that the tower does that's really great, but I feel like it could have expanded on that stuff even more. However, I do like a lot of the cutscenes shown, like the ones that are going to be shown now after this. Tower of Kinetic Potential is probably one of my favorite towers in the game, and I'm not a fan at all of push box sections, but this has really made me reconsider because this tower has everything to do with push boxes and elevators, turrets, all that stuff. And the way that these are used are so creative and fun that I've actually started to like push box sections a lot more, and I really enjoy this tower. Tower of Motion Evolution is my favorite tower in Purgatorio because it not only confirms great gameplay and decoration, it's the perfect length for an easy tower to be. I actually had no problems going through this tower. I just wish there was a bit more design on the earlier floors, but the punishment systems are great and the song choices are amazing for the tower, and I really love the atmosphere of this tower overall. I think that Tower Not Found is a great way to introduce different glitches that are commonly used in EToH towers, and it does have a really good atmosphere. And I like how it kind of uses the air theme as the first thing you're kind of introduced to as a mini tower. And I do like that it's not the easiest because it does give a feeling of, dang, this game is going to be really challenging. But overall, mini tower is actually really fun to play, and I even did it in under a minute. So that's a bonus. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I know I enjoyed making it, and I really wanted to share these rankings for Purgatorio Towers because, 100% of the area, it was just a fun thing to do. And Purgatorio is a really good beginner area, although it does have its flaws. It is still quite good. I might do a sequel to this, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But I'll see you guys in the next video.